MG Show, where everything is so shiny.
What you know you can't explain. But you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. Experience the awakening. Brilliant anonymous researchers. Patriots, join us in the Patriot Army. Trust the plan, pain coming. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. RedStateTalkRadio.com, Brighteon.tv, Rumble.com/MG Show. The end won't be for everyone. That choice to know will be yours. Where we go one, we go all. Fight, 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 and fight we will. We fight every day right here on the MG Show.
Wow. Oh, yeah. Wow. Wow. Welcome to the MG Show on rumble.com/MG Show, on youtube.com/In the Matrix with 3 X's. We are back on YouTube on x.com/In the Matrix with 3 X's. Or you can go to Shady Groove at Shady Groove with 3 O's, at In the Matrix with 3 X's. Those are our Twitter accounts. Get over there. And I got to tell you guys, very impressed, Shady Groove. I mean, you let me know. How about our first show getting over 3,000 views?
Pretty impressive. Thank you guys for joining us here today. Thank you all. The great messages, and lots of great messages from a number of people that have maybe didn't know that we were still broadcasting even, which is hard to believe. But so welcome back to everybody. Thank you so much. And again, we're standing here in the basking in the glory of explaining to our audience through the platform that we started on that we did not do anything wrong. Yeah. We did not break the rules. We did not infringe on someone's rights to not be abused. We didn't do anything whatsoever to be taken down for the last 5 years. And the idea that our channel is here proves that.
So it's almost like a Q proof, because YouTube changed their terms of service, and it was with COV, misinformation, and election misinformation, and we did neither of the two. And we even have Cuomo running for mayor in New York City, or governor. Is it governor? Mayor.
Mayor, yeah.
Mayor. He actually admitted something shady.
I can't believe this. I mean, I was stunned to hear this morning that he did this.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm stunned.
I am too, because we're always wrong, Shady.
Always wrong until we're right. And then, everybody, things start to happen, like our YouTube channel comes back on. And then people admit into public, if you want to go back into some of the posts about him, even like, look at what was focused on him. Yeah. So talk about, talk about a tyrant. Yeah. Now the tyrant is like coming to the feet of the Republicans and begging for mercy, it looks like to me.
That's right. So President Trump said he'd rather elect a bad Democrat than a communist, Mamdani, in New York, guys. All right. So this is Cuomo coming out. Check it out. Listen.
Unbelievable.
We knew what we were dealing with. I had the best health experts from around the globe giving us advice. We followed the best advice. We followed the federal guidance. And people died in a horrific way. There were no visitors allowed into nursing homes. And I apologize for any family that lost a loved one during that time. It was on my watch. And I understand how terrible it was.
Yeah.
But he knew.
Wow. Wow. That's a huge admission. That was last night at 8:53 a.m. Yesterday, I believe, Shady. But wow.
That is stunning.
No, that was today. Election day coverage. Yeah, that was today.
It was so just I'm going to stay positive that we cannot elect a communist to New York City right now. I'm not going to focus on him. I'm going to stay positive that we can not elect a communist to the mayorship of New York. Number one, you've got a governor that is literally like completely absent of reality 100%. So you need somebody with some sense in that state, man. And this guy, if this guy gets his hands on the levers of power and you live in New York City, I would recommend you leave.
Well, did you see that? Was it Abbott from Texas is going to charge 100% tariff on people leaving from New York to move to Texas?
Ron DeSantis should follow suit.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I'm serious, man. It's like, okay, listen, like if I'm escaping from Oregon, I want to be treated better than these yahoos that have screwed up New York already. Well, Oregon's not much better.
It's kind of crazy, guys.
I'm actually from North Carolina. Does that count?
No. You live deep behind enemy lines. So today, guys, on November 4th, 2025, hello. You guys are holding some off-year elections, okay? Not in every state. We're going to go over those, okay? Yes. Including gubernatorial elections, state legislative elections, ballot measures, congressional elections, special congressional elections, and local contests like mayoral races. These are not nationwide, but rather focused on specific states and localities, voting occurring in the following states. California. Voters today in California are deciding on Proposition 50. Okay, that's a ballot measure on congressional redistricting that could impact House control for the Democrats in 2026. Vote against Proposition 50, California. Get out there now.
Vote no.
Vote no. New Jersey, full state legislative elections, all 120 assembly seats and 40 Senate seats, plus the gubernatorial race between Democratic Rep. Mike Sherrill and Republican Jack Citarelli. You got to get Jack in, guys. If you guys want your energy and security, you want Jack Citarelli.
Yeah, you don't want the clown.
Yeah. In New York, we have the New York mayoral race featuring independent Andrew Cuomo and Democrat socialist, a.k.a. communist, Zohran Mamdani and Republican Curtis Sliwa. So Curtis needed to drop out, and he didn't, guys. This will help split the vote from Cuomo and Mamdani and maybe give Mamdani an edge. Do not vote for Sliwa. Vote for Andrew Cuomo, guys. According to President Trump, he'd rather vote for a bad Democrat than a communist, guys. So all 51 city council seats, along with ballot initiative on local election timing, guys. So you need to vote straight down Republican and Cuomo. Shady. He's actually an independent, believe it or not.
Can you believe we're like it's 2025 and the president of the United States, these words came out of his mouth: vote for a Democrat so as not to elect a communist.
Yeah.
The president is saying that to you in 2025. I just want to make it, but it's crazy, but it's also acknowledging an aspect of reality that we grew up watching be ignored. This aspect of reality of these people that are trying to take the system apart from the inside out. Whenever I discovered that's what was going on when I was younger, no one else seemed like they understood that was going on. And now we have achieved the level of a place where the president of the United States has the wherewithal, the presence of mind, if you will, to speak to us straight. Like, that's talking to. When has another politician ever even spoken in a way like that? He's telling you straight, you're going to elect a communist?
Yeah.
What's the matter with you?
Crazy. It's crazy. I mean, in today's day, a bad Democrat than a communist, guys.
Like, he actually had to say it.
So in Pennsylvania, we got retention votes for 3 Democrat state Supreme Court justices: Christine Donahue, vote no; David N. Wecht and Kevin Doherty, guys. Okay. These are retention votes. We never really look at the Supreme Court justices in the states. You need to. Okay. So Pennsylvania, There are 3 Democrat state Supreme Court justices, Christine Donahue, David N. Wecht, and Kevin Doherty. Okay. You probably don't want those guys in there. That's up to you, though. It's your vote. Texas, special election for the U.S. House 18th District in Texas 18 following the death of Rep. Sylvester Turner. If no candidate gets over 50%, it will head to a runoff, guys. So get out there, Texas 18, okay? Vote Republican. Okay, Virginia, full state legislative elections, all 100 House of Delegate seats in all 40 Senate seats in Virginia, plus the gubernatorial race featuring Winsome Earl Sears. You want Winsome Earl Sears, guys, okay? Virginia, vote Republican. Vote Republican. Mississippi, and that's from President Trump. He wants you to vote Republican, otherwise your energy costs are going to go sky high, or you're going to have your security is going to go down. Because look at these people are saying there's no Medicare, that we're giving illegal aliens. There is. Okay, we got that fact check up in here in a little bit, Shady. We'll go over that.
Yep.
In Mississippi, special elections for 10 state Senate seats and 5 Senate House seats. Other states like Ohio, you got a Cincinnati mayoral race and the Ohio Supreme Court retention votes. And Georgia and South Carolina, various local races have polls open, but no statewide contest today. Check your local election office for your polling hours, which vary, guys. So make sure you get out there and go out there. So based on this, so New Jersey gubernatorial and state legislative races, I asked Grok, so the endorsements of November 24th elections, New Jersey, Jack Ciattarelli. New York City mayoral, Andrew Cuomo. In a surprise move, November 3rd, Trump endorsed Cuomo over Republican Curtis Sliwa, calling him tough and better suited to stand up against the socialists like Democratic nominee Zohran Mamdani. This is notable as it's Trump's first endorsement of a non-Republican in a major race. Trump has threatened to withhold federal funding from New York City if Mamdani wins. General Republican support. Trump urged votes for GOP city council candidates, but didn't name specifics. In your Virginia gubernatorial and state legislative races, Winsome Earl Sears. Trump gave a tepid or general endorsement for the Republican candidate in the gubernatorial race against Democrat Abigail Spanberger. Isn't Spanberger the one that had the weird text messages, Shady?
I'm not sure about weird text messages, but she is the one that is is born of the CIA.
That's it, CIA.
Yeah, she's an ex-CIA. She was CIA since she came fresh out of college.
Yeah. Wow.
Once CIA what?
Once a clown, always a clown.
That's what I heard.
So broad support for the GOP House of Delegates and Senate candidates to flip the legislature red, guys. Virginia, it's on you. Texas, U.S. House Special Election, TX18. You got Eric Romero against Tabitha Taylor, who's a Democrat. So you probably want the R. Okay, guys? California Proposition 50 ballot measure. This is huge, guys. And Trump has indirectly opposed Proposition 50, a Democratic-backed redistricting measure to favor House seats in 2026, calling it a Democrat power grab in recent statements. He supports Republican efforts to block it, aligning with GOP donors like Elon Musk, who opposes it. Pennsylvania State Supreme Court retention votes. No direct endorsements for the retention of Democratic justices. Christine Donahue, David, we talked about that. But Trump has criticized that court as radical in past remarks, but hasn't weighed in specifically for today. Trump issued over 50 endorsements on November 3rd via social media, focusing on Republicans nationwide, like Sarah Huckabee Sanders for Arkansas governor reelection, though not voting today. He committed $1 million to boost turnout in Jersey and Virginia through his PACs. For Mississippi special state legislative elections, no Trump endorsements were identified. These endorsements reflect Trump's strategy to maintain GOP momentum ahead of the 2026 midterms with a mix of direct praise, financial backing, and public posts, guys. So these are the 53 endorsements. We can go over those later, but let's focus on the races at hand, Shady Groove. He doesn't like Massey very much either, does he?
No. Did you read that post he made about Massey?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, it's really, so this is going to be, I have to go
back. I'll be right back.
You're good.
Eddie, go to Shady.
This is going to be an interesting minute right now due to the way that he is, that we're pushing in on Thomas Massey. I don't know, maybe some of you don't know what he's doing, but Thomas Massey has now turned pretty much 100% into exactly what Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, a number of these other people, MJ Truth, SCIF on Twitter, all these people that are out there that are that are engineering, and it's coming from the Ivan Ranklin crew. All of these people that are basically engineering this idea that there is there's more, there's something connecting Trump to Epstein, that there is Israel is puppeting Donald Trump, and Donald Trump had somehow Erica Kirk had something to do with Charlie Kirk's murder. All of these little narratives that started, if you pay attention, you have to pay attention to understand the psychological operation. You have to go back to its source, the root cause. The root cause goes back to the Epstein things. And whenever Donald Trump, go back to his post, you'll see the date. Whenever he came out and said the Epstein case files are a hoax, what he meant by that, he did not mean that there was nothing at all to the Epstein case. What he meant was that the Epstein case had been, from inside and outside, bastardized to the point of where you're not going to recognize it. So therefore, these guys are going to use it as a weapon against me. So anyone that's using Epstein as a weapon against me is running a psychological operation. That was the message that Trump gave us. Now you can see how that operation has blossomed, and it's starting to bear fruit, because a lot of these people are sucking it in like Kool-Aid. Yeah.
Yeah, we have to be careful too, and I guess in how we refer to these things on YouTube, apparently. So, New York City ballot, I don't know where you left off because I had to do something real quick, but the New York City ballot form apparently is a scam, according to Elon Musk. No ID is required. Other mayoral candidates appear twice. Cuomo's name is in the last bottom right. Interesting, guys. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
So find Cuomo, guys. Find Cuomo. My God.
They're pretty set on electing a communist.
Yeah, they are. I mean, wow.
Because we understand the network. What we've been explaining to our audience over the last 4 years, it's been 4 years now, that we've been explaining the Arabella Advisor Network and exactly what it is. And what it is what you saw with the No Kings. You just saw this whole No Kings thing go on around the country. The funding for that is what we're talking about whenever we're talking about the Arabella Advisors.
Yeah. Any Jewish person that votes for Zohran Mamdani, a self-professed Jew hater, is a stupid person. So what about the people in the network that are all doing exactly what Trump is saying?
I would say they are a stupid person.
Yeah.
Or they're a stupid network.
Interesting. So we're looking at some of that. Here we go. If affordability is your issue, missing R, if affordability is your issue, vote Republican. Energy costs, and as an example, are plummeting, getting close to $2 a gallon gasoline. When energy goes down, everything else follows, and it has. President Donald J. Trump.
Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Yeah.
And so California and Oregon are working on voting, because the price of fuel is going down. They're working on voting on increasing the gas tax so that they can seam up the gap, Jeff.
Yeah.
It's whoa, we were paying $4.50. No, you're not going to pay $4.25. No. We're going to add another quarter to your gas tax. These people are absolutely insane. And also there's all this stuff going on in Southern California of Phil Mickelson, as a matter of fact, is putting pressure on Gavin Newsom over the energy that Gavin Newsom is importing into California, which I didn't really understand. But Gavin Newsom is dead set on importing energy from foreign countries into California, from South America and other places, as opposed to taking energy from American contractors. I didn't even understand that until recently.
All right, so here's another one, Shady Grove. The Democrats are far more likely to win the midterms and the next presidential election if we don't terminate the filibuster, the nuclear option, because it will be impossible for Republicans to get common sense policies done with these crazed Democrat lunatics being able to block everything by withholding their votes. For 3 years, nothing will be passed, and Republicans will be blamed. Elections, including the midterms, will be rightfully brutal. If we terminate the filibuster, we get everything approved. Like no Congress in history. We have fair, free, and safe elections. No men in women's sports, for transgender, for everybody. strong borders, major tax and energy cuts, and will secure our Second Amendment, which the Democrats will also terminate immediately. If we don't do it, they are far more likely to do well in the upcoming elections, which could mean packed Supreme Court, 2 more states and 4 more Democrat senators, D.C. and Puerto Rico, and 8 more electoral votes. Remember, Republicans, they are going to end the filibuster as soon as they can get a chance. We know this because they already tried. And the only 2 people who didn't go along and are now out of office, but they have much less chance of winning if we have great policy wins after wins after wins. In fact, they will lose big and for a very long time. Terminate the filibuster now, end the ridiculous shutdown immediately, and then most importantly, pass every wonderful Republican policy that we have ever dreamt of for years, but never gotten. We will be the party that cannot be beaten, the smart party.
We'll never lose again.
Wow.
I don't,
The Democrat Party. The unaliving of the Democrat Party.
I mean, I really don't see how they're going to manage to win an election whenever you're not talking to the common sense middle. The reason that we had the great system that we had whenever we were younger is because like literally everybody was in the middle and everybody knew that they were in the middle, and some people were a little bit more on the left and some people were a little bit more on the right, but a lot of people when we were younger had an apolitical vantage point. It seemed like everybody agreed on the normal stuff like protect the border and protect the country and make sure that all of the infrastructure is working good, normal things that we all agree on. But now these people are introducing ideas. The idea that we should take away the funding for the people that keep law and order, that idea is radical. Just that idea alone is radical, much less the implementation of such a thing.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's just insane what's happening, guys, So this is President Trump on Massey, guys. Wow. We ready?
Yeah, bring it.
All right. Third-rate Congressman Thomas Massey, a weak and pathetic rhino from the great Commonwealth of Kentucky, a place I love, and won big 6 times, must be thrown out of office ASAP. The incredible people of Kentucky's 4th Congressional District gave us a mandate to make America great again. And the person that will help us do that, it's Navy SEAL, Army Ranger, and 5th-generation Kentucky farmer, Captain Ed Gallarine, a true America First patriot. A brave combat veteran, Ed knows the wisdom and courage required to defend our country, support our military and veterans, and ensure peace through strength. Additionally, as a very successful businessman, Ed knows how to create great jobs, cut taxes and regulations, promote Made in America, Made in the USA, support our amazing farmers and American agriculture, unleash American energy dominance, and champion our nation's golden age. In Congress, he will fight tirelessly to keep our now very secure border secure, stop migrant crime, and defend our always under siege Second Amendment. Captain Ed Gallarine has my complete and total endorsement against Massey, who is now polling at about 9% because of the great people of Kentucky are wise to him. He only votes against the Republican Party, making life very easy for radical left. Unlike lightweight Massey, a totally ineffective loser who has failed us so badly, Captain Ed Gallarine is a winner who will not let you down. Wow.
Isn't that amazing? Like, how is that not talking to all the people that have been trying to undermine this show and attacking this show and trying to stop us from speaking? All of the people that are doing the things that Thomas Massey are doing are the people that we have been warning you about. The network. At this point, it's just one network. I don't really think that we can distinguish between the Flynn network and the Alex Jones network. It's the same thing. It's identical. They're like, utilizing pieces and portions from one another, and then going out and pretending like somehow, they're unsupportive. Like, this whole thing with Loomer and Stone and everybody bouncing back and forth, and this person on this side and this person on that side. What they're trying to do, I'm going to say this to you very clearly. What they're trying to do is to make you hate. Slow down everything that you're doing. Every single one of you that can hear my voice, slow down for a second. Because let me explain something to you that's very, very important. If anyone can convince you to hate anyone, you lost. If anyone can convince you to hate is not just a word. It's an action. If anyone can convince you to hate, no, I don't believe in hate crimes. No, I don't. Yes, I do think hate crimes are thought crimes, but it's the action that is destructive. It is the action that creates rot. Okay. So if you let yourself hate someone, what you're doing is you are painting the picture about what it is inside you that you don't like. And then you start projecting it. And then you start building your little fantasy world. Okay. And then somehow you become the hero of your own hateful story. There was a very clear reason why someone 2,000 years ago told you to love your enemy. That doesn't mean go out and make love to your enemy. That means don't hate them, because if you hate them, you become them. And so what you're seeing right now, we're saying that, oh, it's a death cult on the left. Well, is it just on the left? Are these people that we're currently talking about in the network a death cult? Yes or no? Is hate the center of the death cult? Yes or no?
Interesting. Guys, real quick update, 95 likes on the YouTube stream with 120 people watching right now. Come on over to YouTube. Rumble has 154 likes. Rumble's winning the like battle today, YouTube. Get your likes going. Let's go.
What if they liked both?
What if they like both? Wow, that would be amazing. Yeah, let's see. We really need your help to get our YouTube channel up and going. We need you guys to watch YouTube so we can get 3,000 hours of view time, so we can get super chats and cool stuff like that over there.
Yeah, they're going to. They're making us run an obstacle course.
Yep. Obstacle, just like Barack Hussein Obama's Obama-lisk in Chicago.
It is an absolute Obama-lisk.
Obama-lisk. Oh my God! Thank you guys.
But you actually wrote Obama-lisk, by the way.
Oh well. So if communist candidate Zohran Mamdani wins the election for the mayor of New York City, it is highly unlikely that I will be contributing federal funds, other than the very minimum as required, to my first beloved home, because of the fact that, as a communist, this once great city has zero chance of success or even survival. It can only get worse with a communist at the helm, and I don't want to send, as president, good money after bad. It is my obligation to run the nation, and it is my strong conviction that New York City will be a complete and total economic and social disaster should Mamdani win. His principles have been tested over 1,000 years and never once have they been successful. I would much rather see a Democrat who has had a record of success win than a communist with no experience and a record of complete and total failure. He was nothing as an assemblyman, ranked at the bottom of the class, and as mayor of the potentially, again, the great city in the world, the greatest city in the world, he has no chance to bring it back to its former glory. We must also remember this: a vote for Curtis Sliwa, who looks much better without the beret, is a vote for Mamdani. Whether you personally like Andrew Cuomo or not, you really have no choice. You must vote for him and hope he does a fantastic job. He is capable of it. Mamdani is not.
Man, you know, you're reading that, and a number of these that you've read already, 3 or 4 of these that you've read already, and I'm like trying to picture an era like Can you imagine if George Bush was talking to us through, like if he were or Obama, really, I guess, or Clinton, or any of them, just the way that Donald Trump is speaking to us, talking to the people, like bringing the message to the people in such a direct way, in such a non-clouded communication. I guess that's the best way to describe it. I don't really know how to describe it because we've never seen an anomaly like Donald Trump, a person who is elected to the presidency who isn't afraid to talk to you straight and not act like a cluttered up politician. But I mean, it would be like if George W. Bush, if W came out and he gave us a list of people to support, he would inadvertently cause everyone on both sides to support the opposite just because of the way he presents it. Donald Trump does it the absolute opposite. He talks about something and it's like, by the time he gets done talking about it, you're like, well, that's the greatest thing ever. He convinces you.
Yeah, guys, and it's something that we've got to pay attention to. I mean, could you imagine New York City becoming a communist foothold?
It looks like we're on the cusp of it. Well, what if he wins and then we deport him?
Yeah,
because his papers aren't really in order.
Wow.
his immigration papers are messed up. And I'm joking. I'm being funny, but he is. He's not here legally.
Yeah, I saw something on that. So, there's, maybe the courts will get involved afterward, Shady. I don't know.
And, that's another thing right there you're talking about whenever you mention the courts, because, you got to understand, like, the way, we're talking about this infiltration thing. When we say communist, it's not a small thing, guys. Communism is a mindset. The mindset that basically says the people that have a lot should give up what they have and hand it to the people that have nothing for no reason. Like that, that's what the communist mindset is. Like, oh my God, I have nothing, so therefore I should be able to take yours, but there's laws that prevent me from taking yours, so I need to work around the system to figure out a way to take it. Well, one of the ways that they've done that is through the law schools. Your law schools are Yale, Stanford, Harvard, University of Chicago, Columbia, NYU, UC Berkeley, University of Penn. That's your 10 top law schools. Law schools. You know where judges come from? Law schools.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is where our problem is in our system. There's too many people that are judges that are of this ilk in our environment. And that's the reason these people are trained communists. That's the reason they feel like somebody's talking to them whenever they come out with their stupid little injunction. Nobody's talking to you. You do not have the right to interfere with the executive branch from a low-level court, but you're piping up because you're scared that your control system is being compromised.
Yeah. So you've got, if you're a Democrat, you have a nightmare. And the new messiah, Barack Obama, just got stuffed in a private jet to go save the Democrat Party. Let's listen to Jesse Waters. Check this out.
Good luck with that.
How was your Halloween? It's been 3 days and Democrats are still spooked. Nancy's got goosebumps.
He is the worst president for children. There he is walking. The worst president for anybody, any president in our history.
Just wait until she sees Vance's costume. Fat JD won the holiday.
Happy Halloween, kids. And remember, say thank you.
Much better than Adam Schiff. Much better than Adam Schiff. He was going to go as a pile of rubble and call himself the East Wing, but instead he dressed up as Indiana Jones. Does Schiff?
Yeah, that looks like the poop emoji to me. Doesn't it look like the poop emoji to you guys? I mean, why can't we compare that to the poop emoji?
Interesting observation.
Thank you.
Have a whip? None of my business. Every day of the year, including Halloween, Democrats look like a joke. Not my words. Here's Bill Maher.
Brand that exists as a mini boutique inside one Saks store. And I'm not making this up just because it's Halloween, but after Barney's closed for good in 2020, it became, yes, a spirit Halloween. I'm just saying, Democrats need to get their together because America needs two political parties, not one party and one Halloween store.
Barack stopped by the Spirit Halloween store and copped a new halo. The cross-legged Messiah just got resurrected. They threw him in a private jet and flew him from Honolulu all the way to the East Coast to bail out Abby and Mike. Barack Hussein Obama doesn't dig the golden age.
Let's face it, our country and our politics are in a pretty dark place right now. It's hard to know where to start.
Good thing Michelle stayed home, because Barry got a little...
Wait, she dresses the poop emoji too?
Jeff!
What?
Flirty.
I love you, but hold on. I heard you, girl. Just settle down. I'm here to talk to everybody, not just you. I mean, you look cute. But I am married. Michelle's fine, too.
Michelle's fine, too?
What does that even mean?
This might be the last we ever see of Barack Obama. But before Michelle crucifies him, he performed a few more miracles. He brought some old women back to life.
We need a medic here. They'll be coming. Give him or her a little space. Probably just a little dehydrated.
He came all the way out of the closet for the CIA person.
Yeah. You can't stand still.
What is he doing?
and not have any water.
Over at MSNBC, they swoon too.
When they see Barack Obama, people remember a time in America where there was unity.
Unity? Race relations hit an all-time low when Barry ran the show. And there was class warfare galore. Remember Occupy Wall Street? And we were accused of waging a war on women. Why would we do that? While at the same time, there was a war on Christmas, which we won. You're welcome. Barack's still trying to divide. He's doubling down on DEI.
They never miss a chance to scapegoat minorities and DEI for every problem under the sun. You got a flat tire? DEI. Huh. Wife mad at you?
Biden vice president, DEI.
DEI.
Just like Michelle, no one's listening to Barack. Jersey was like, who that?
Obama said you're sucking up to Trump.
Who said that?
President Obama. Is that
President who?
Yes, exactly. Are they?
Barack's been gone for too long. People forgot how to get that thrill up their leg. The last time he told the brothers to vote for Kamala, no one listened. The last time he told you to vote for Hillary, no one listened. He told Nancy not to crown Kamala, and she didn't listen. Barack's just bitter. He was the only president to play golf twice a week and not get any better.
I believe President Obama played a record amount of golf of any president. So, I'm not sure why he's out there throwing stones.
Barry's not giving up, though. He's casting around for new disciples. And there's one guy who's the apple of his eye. The New York Times reports that Obama cold called Mamdani and whispered sweet nothings into his ear. He said Zohran's impressive to watch. Barack gave him his blessing, but still won't endorse him in public. Now that's courage. Good thing Obama didn't call Zohran on Halloween, because like the Saudis did to Biden, he would have been sent straight to voicemail. The destroyer partied hard Friday.
1, 2, 3.
So I'm here to ask you to make sure you come out and vote on Tuesday.
Sleepy Joe froze on Juneteenth. Not the commie. That guy's loose. Forget Hakeem. Those hips don't lie.
Do you see Mamdani as the future of the Democratic Party?
No, I think the future of the Democratic Party is going to fall, as far as we're concerned, relative to the House Democratic Caucus.
I didn't think hips could see that far into the future with the sombrero on his face. Hami Mamdani, he's got a little more humility than Hakeem.
Hakeem Jeffries was asked this morning if you're the future of the Democratic Party. He said no.
Good to know.
Do you have a response?
No, I'm focused on the next 2 days.
Do you think you're the future of the Democratic Party?
I don't dare predict the future.
Speaking of humility, Donald Trump made a shocking return to 60 Minutes. Watch.
Zohran Mamdani, 34-year-old Democratic socialist. He's the
communist, not socialist, communist. He's far worse than a socialist.
Some people have compared him to a left-wing version of you, charismatic, breaking the old rules. What do you think about that?
Well, I think I'm a much better looking person than him.
CBS fact-checked Trump and said, sorry, Donald, the commie's a 9. And he's got a killer smile. His policies will probably get you killed, but he'll look good at the funeral.
I know some of you are out there scared of the idea of a young socialist Muslim mayor, so allow me to put you at ease by smiling after every answer in a way that physically hurts my face. As mayor, can I make that happen? I'm not sure yet. But together we're gonna find out that the answer is no.
Mamdani, Pelosi, Obama, they're all from New York, San Francisco, and Hawaii. The country's over the lefty shift. A new poll shows 6 in 10 working class voters say the Democrat Party is woke and weak. Almost 70% say they're flat out of touch. What's happening in Manhattan isn't happening in the rest of the country. No one's ever been able to afford a 3-bedroom apartment in the West Village. I had a 1-bedroom there, and I was paying $3,000 a month, and the bathroom was in the kitchen. It costs $30 to Uber 20 blocks because it's too dangerous to take the subway. I once paid $20 for a Heineken. The rest of the country's enjoying a roaring stock market, falling mortgage rates, and gas under $3 a gallon. America just hit an all-time record for oil production. But there's nothing hotter than AI. NVIDIA's just become the world's first $5 trillion company. We're right in the thick of an AI revolution, and we're heads and shoulders above the Chinese.
When President Trump first took office, he wanted us to manufacture these critical technologies onshore. He wanted to reindustrialize the United States. He wanted it at the speed of light. And so I told him that we would bring manufacturing back. We've been able to manufacture now the most advanced AI chip in the world completely in the United States.
High-tech manufacturing's back. Not overseas, it's being made in America. Unfortunately, Norah O'Donnell's a panicking.
When the stock market is doing well, that doesn't affect everybody. Not everybody's invested in the stock market.
It does.
But there have been grocery prices
No,
are up.
401ks. People have 401ks. Their 401ks are double what they were a year ago.
But for people that don't have 401ks or are not invested in the stock market,
but
they've seen their grocery prices go up. Inflation.
No, you're wrong. They went up under Biden.
Trump's putting Bidenomics 6 feet under where it belongs and putting China in a headlock.
They played the long game, including on our own soil.
We play the long game, too.
Our own intelligence agencies say the Chinese have infiltrated parts of the American power grid and our water systems. They bought American farmland. How big of a threat is China?
It's like everybody else. We're a threat to them, too.
It's not just China. Venezuela's in the crosshairs. And Norah wants the commander-in-chief to leak his war plans.
You said that it's not true that you've made a decision on striking in Venezuela, but are there actual plans for those strikes in the near future?
Well, how could I answer a question like that? Are there plans for a strike on Venezuela? Who would say that? Supposing there were, would I say that to you honestly? Yes, we have plans. We have very secret plans. Who would say that? You know, what kind of a question is it?
Now, he was also asked that on CBS, the 60 Minute, and that actually is a Q-proof, Shady Groove.
Wow. Tell you, I mean, you know, it's the time is now to figure out like what is actually happening in America. You know, the rest of the world may catch up, but you know, we are taking the bull by the horns in a way that I could never have thought possible. I'm serious.
Post 1045 on 4/6/2018 says, we don't inform our enemies of the specifics. We instead instill fear in them to make unplanned and disastrous countermoves. I mean, who do the press think they are, Shady?
They think that they are your king, sir.
Interesting.
Is it that interesting? Is it that interesting that they take that perspective? They're taking the perspective like whenever, even when you see something as simple as what Norah O'Donnell is doing there, look at the advocacy. She tries to start to say, oh, well, our intelligence say that they've infiltrated this and they've infiltrated that and they bought farmland. Like every single American understands that. Like, what are you even saying? We never heard you say that to any other president. We never heard you stand up and advocate for like the rise of China before. But all of a sudden, whenever Donald Trump is trying to negotiate with them, she literally falls on the side of China, just like they end up on the side of Antifa. How do they always fall on the side of the people that are clearly involved in taking America apart? Is that a coincidence?
Yeah. Wow. Looks like a Shutdown Chuck, Shady Groove, is having a meltdown. He says, maybe I should file a complaint with the FCC against Trump White House for editing his unhinged 60 Minutes interview. It will use the exact same language Trump lodged against Vice President Harris. Rapid response, White House says they deceptively edited Kamala Harris's answers to make her look somewhat coherent ahead of an election, you moron. Then wouldn't release the transcript unedited interview. That's not the same as editing for time constraints, and the transcript unedited interview were both released
and provided to you. It's so interesting, though, isn't it? Isn't it interesting whenever you see a Democrat try to engineer a psyop, you can almost see like all of the other psyops the Democrats are engineering, the ones that are pretending to be MAGA.
Yeah.
But they all like missed. It's like they conflate reality in the same way. They have this like thing that's like, oh, if you're not X, then you have to be Y. There is a possibility of Z. They never explain that to you. It's either X or Y. It's binary. No wonder they talk about binary all the time.
So FCC Director Brendan Carr says, due to the Schumer shutdown, even your frivolous filing could not be processed by the FCC. But seriously, you should end the Schumer shutdown, which is imposing real pain on American families rather than nonsense posting. You should open the government rather than using Americans' pain to pander to your far left flank.
But interesting, Jeff, like this is today. He's doing this today. So it's been 35 days. And for whatever, you got to like see these people in an echo chamber. They're not like on Main Street. They're not hearing any word at all from their constituents. Everything that's in their head is from their advisors and the people that give them money. So therefore, that's why they're always wrong. The Democrats are not blaming Donald Trump for this, guys. They're not like that. Maybe in some social media circles are on blue sky or something, but like in reality, no, they're not. Like the media, no matter how much they're working to try to get people to blame Trump, they see that every Republican but a couple voted for the clean CR.
Wow. It's crazy. And then, Shady, we had something that you talked about earlier with Medicaid. So, the Democrats are saying that he wants to destroy Medicaid and no illegal aliens are on Medicaid. Is that basically the narrative?
They've been saying that not just a little bit, but they've been telling us that we are all BS crazy if we think somehow different. Like there's no illegal immigrants on Medicaid. They're not getting food stamps. They're not getting anything, sir.
Wow. So this is the whitehouse.gov right here. This is criminals on Medicaid, criminal aliens receiving taxpayer-funded Medicaid. And there's pictures of them, okay? The Trump administration has intensified enforcement against criminal illegal aliens receiving taxpayer-funded Medicaid benefits, arresting hundreds of unauthorized individuals since taking office, including those with serial criminal records who exploited taxpayer-funded Medicaid illegally or through loopholes. This crackdown is driven by executive orders prioritizing public safety and fiscal responsibility and has led to the swift deportation of many individuals convicted of these heinous acts, ensuring that the precious resource meant for American citizens are no longer diverted to subsidized violent criminals. Compounding the crisis, Democrats have refused to pass a clean budget bill to end the shutdown unless Republicans concede to their demands for $1.5 trillion in new spending, including restorations to Medicaid expansions that would effectively extend coverage to over 1 million illegal aliens, funding an additional $200 billion to such programs over the next decade at the expense of you, the U.S. families. Below, we've highlighted some of those criminals convicted of heinous crimes like murder, rape, burglary, and assault. Illegal alien from Turkey received Medicaid. Illegal alien from Mexico received Medicaid. Mexico, El Salvador. Look at this, guys. Look at this. I mean, these are people that are, look at this guy. Oh my God. Distributing cocaine with 1,000 feet of a school and burglary. Yeah, we want these people, Shady. We got to keep them healthy, don't we?
Man, it's so
I'm going to just keep scrolling while you talk.
Whenever you dig into this stuff and you start to learn about the reality of of what's going on in the corruption in government, you immediately go to the safety net. Okay. And this is part of the way that they sold welfare was using the word safety net. And part of the reason that they sold welfare to you was so that they could eventually corrupt the system and do exactly what you see right here. If Obamacare had not been passed in Congress, this could not happen. Okay. That's what you don't understand. Like all of this, they basically obliterated a free market system, which was our quote unquote healthcare. It was all independent. Every state was independent. Every state had different rules and regulations, and Medicaid, Medicare was all designed 100% for the American worker, the person who worked their whole life. And then therefore all of the other people, if there were some people that weren't able to, then we would put some aside and create a safety net to catch the people that weren't able to keep up. This is a safety net. Does that look like a safety net to you? These people are on Medicaid. Medicaid.
Yeah, this guy has lewd and lascivious acts with the child under 14, kidnapping and DUI. Yeah, this is battery, willfully cruelty to a child.
And the media has ignored every single one of these. They will literally, they could watch this broadcast, hear us talk, and see what we're looking at, and they will look back at you and say you're wrong. Yeah. They will somehow tell us that we are wrong by saying that these people are on Medicaid or that this is somehow fake news.
This guy right here, arrested for rape victim, drugged, sex with minor, guys. I mean, these are the people that they're bringing into your society, so you need more government. Do you understand? This is how they ruin the SNAP system, this is the Cloward and Piven, guys.
Yes, and every other system. They stretched what they were attempting to do was to stretch every system until it broke.
Yeah.
That's what their plan was, and that's what they were doing. If we had not stopped the flow of illegals, this was going to be millions and millions and millions of people. Look, how long have you been scrolling? You're still scrolling.
I'm still scrolling, yeah.
You haven't stopped scrolling in like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. So there's the bottom of what they posted.
So let's count. 1,
unbelievable.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. 35 times 4.
That is 140.
And that's probably a small sampling, guys.
That's today's sample.
Yeah. Wow, guys.
Talking about millions of people that came here illegally.
It's crazy. Crazy. And then My Safe Space. Did you see that, Shady?
I did.
Let's see if I got it here. So this is the on the whitehouse.gov/MySafeSpace. The Democrats shut it down. It's made to look like MySpace. Okay, a place for Dems. Hakeem is in your extended shutdown network. The Democrats shut it down. Male, 55-year-olds, Brooklyn. Last working day, 10/1/2025. Mood, difficult. Hakeem shut down blog entry 1, blog entry 2, blog entry 3. Let's see. Hey, Democrats in the House and Senate, we love DEI, transgender for everyone, and handing out taxpayer benefits to illegal immigrants. We couldn't care less if our men and women in uniform get paid or if our neighborhoods are safe. We just love playing politics with people's livelihoods. Heroes, anybody who identifies as a radical left, transgender, transnational gang, or illegal immigrants who I'd like to meet. Honestly, we couldn't meet enough members of Antifa or illegal aliens. They're so awesome. Nicknames: Sombrero Guy, Timu Obama, Dollar Store Obama, Chuck E. Cheese Obama.
Whenever they were talking to him, he's like, the leaders are going to be from the Democrat caucus. Yeah. No, you're not a leader, dude.
His interests are Antifa, acting through drug dealers and illegal criminal aliens. Music, Shut It Down by Pitbull featuring Akon. Shut It Down, Drake. Money, 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 ABBA. Money for Nothing, Dire Straits. Stay Woke, Meek Mill featuring Miguel. Ultimate Mariachi Music Playlist for a Fiesta. His movies, he loves The Shutdown 2022. Other People's Money. Are you down with OPP? Or OPM, 1991, Ghostbusters in 2016, and Snow White. He loves that movie too. Television, The View, Saturday Night Live, The Handmaid's Tale, and The Joy Reid Show. Books, Rules for Radicals, Antifa, The Anti-Fascist Handbook, and The Communist Manifesto. He has top 8 friends: Joe Biden, there's the auto pen, Fenty Girl, Antifa, Soros, Chucky, Real Chucky, and Maryland Dad and Tampon Tim.
Real Chucky. Is that? Whoever put that together is absolutely awesome.
Look at his background with the sombreros, guys.
I know.
Wow.
My God.
And there's your shutdown clock.
Is that our shutdown clock? Oh,
okay, 35 days, essentially. Wow, guys. I mean, how funny is our White House, guys? I mean, wow.
We do not deserve them, and they are so amazing. It's like we have messed up our whole lives, and we end up with this awesome administration. How did we do that?
It's so good, guys. It's so good. And God bless you. Vote today if you guys are out in those states we covered earlier in the show. We will be right back after these beautiful boom messages, and my friend Yeti will take it away right now.
Hello to all of you beautiful patriots out there.
First of all, let me just thank you all for supporting this show. We wouldn't be here without you. But I have a huge announcement regarding donations.
It has come to our attention that using the Rumble app is taking an additional 30% of your donation to the show.
Let me explain. According to our TOS, Rumble takes 20% of all donations made through the web browser.
And that's a 20%. It's a good deal if you consider other platforms like YouTube and such.
There is a hidden cost that we just found out. For example, we received the generous $500 donation from Spill Tea, and thank you so much for that, from the Rumble app on Apple. So Rumble took 20% and Apple took an additional 30%. We brought that to Rumble and they said, well, Rumble's take of tips and donations is 20%. That's if the transaction is done through the web browser. If using the Android or iOS app, it's an additional 30% collected by those platforms.
So please use the web browser to make your donations to the show and avoid the hidden fees by Apple and Android.
That's right. You can also support us at GiveSendGo/HelpMGShow, mg.show/donate. We have PayPal and Cash App. Both are at RealMGShow or $RealMGShow. Please help us out. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm excited to announce that we're having our biggest 3-in-1 sale ever with a limited edition product, a back in stock special, and a closeout deal you won't find anywhere else. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get our MyPillow bed sheets only $29.88. Any color, any style, any size, even kings. Regular $119.98, only $29.88. Once they're gone for good. How about our My Towels? They're finally back in stock, but not for long. Get a 6-piece My Towel set, regular $69.98, now only $39.98. And for the first time and the only time ever, get our limited edition premium My Pillows. They're made with Giza cotton and designer gusset. Queen $17.98, Kings only $19.98. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get the best offers ever. Quantities are extremely limited, so order now.
To MyPillow.com or call 800-873-0478 and use promo code MGSHOW. Use your promo code for the best offers ever. Quantities are extremely limited, so order now.
people had made. Media matters drew the target on our chest, but the MG show never failed the test. YouTube bowed low to the activist call, flagged every clip, tried to bury us all, but the receipts don't lie and the data don't bend. They admitted the crime, now the fight won't end. We rose from the ashes, the channel's alive. Every strike they threw only taught us to thrive. Turn the volume to 11, let the whole world know the MG show's back, and we're ready to go. Wrongfully censored but never defeated. Media matters, your lies got deleted. Hit that red button, ring the bell loud. Subscribe to the MG show, stand tall and proud. We're the voice they can't mute, the fire they can't douse. Truth on the mic in the people's house. Wrongfully censored, now the truth's uncaged. Subscribe right now, turn the whole damn page. From the live stream wars to the common crusade, every patriot viewer kept the barricade. They called us the fringe, tried to label us fake, but the algorithm cracked under the weight. YouTube sent the letter, we got it all wrong. 3 little words took way too damn long. So load up the chat, let the memes ignite. The MG shows the spark in the dead of the night. Where the glitch in the code, the crack in the wall, every band just echoed a louder call. Drop a super chat, let the freedom bells ring. The people are the power, let the chorus sing. Wrongfully censored but never defeated. Media matters, your lies got deleted. Hit that red button, ring the bell loud. Subscribe to the MG show, stand tall and proud. With the voice they can't mute, the fire they can't douse. Truth on the mic in the people's house. Wrongfully censored, now the truth's uncaged. Subscribe right now, turn the whole damn page. No more shadow, no more chains. Every click is a bullet in the censorship game. From the heartland to the coast, we're breaking the spell. 1 million subs and we're giving them hell. Wrongfully censored, never defeated. Media matter, subscribe right now. Wrongfully censored but never defeated. The MG shows the spark that people need. Hit that red button, let the whole world see. Truth ain't a crime and the truth ain't free.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Love it. Shady Groove, welcome back to hour number 2.
Man, back on YouTube. Thank you guys so much. What an interesting dynamic to be waking up to today. I'm like, wow, did that really happen yesterday? And yes,
I know. We're looking at the like wars right now. 159 likes on YouTube. And on Rumblaya, let's see, we've got 207. Wow, wow, Rumble is winning today. Yesterday, YouTube won. Rumble.
Yeah, but YouTube like buried Rumble yesterday.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, like we like over 600 likes or something.
Yeah, it's amazing. So we are waiting for Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt, who will brief members of the media, the fake news media, and some are patriots in there. They usually have somebody in the chair that usually is of the patriot media, because we are the news now. Now, Shady, I wanted to just really quick.
Talking about bingo card?
What?
That the press will ask if Donald Trump is going to bomb Venezuela.
Bomb Venezuela.
Does Donald Trump have war plans to attack Venezuela?
Yes.
You will hear that. Yes. We're going to do it tomorrow.
But we're not going to tell you, our plans, guys. For you all on YouTube, we've been gone for 5 years. Wow. It's kind of crazy, Shady. It's really crazy. And
because they don't know our story. They don't understand what's going on with Arabella. That there's a lot of different things that we have uncovered in the last 5 years because we've been busy.
Yep. And we played Jesse Waters on the show, Shady. And I went up to meet Jesse Waters, and he follows me on X, guys. And I want to play this for the YouTube audience, Shady.
Okay.
That okay? Can I do that?
Nope.
Okay, good.
Good to see you. Oh, you are? You're that guy?
I'm in the Matrix, yeah. I'm one of your
That's me 50 pounds heavier.
You're in the Matrix.
Wow, look at me.
I love that.
I love you.
I love in the Matrix.
I love you.
I follow this guy.
Yeah, he does. He follows me.
This guy's got all this information.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. You're very good.
Thank you very much.
I love your
If you
stuff.
ever want to talk, I mean, I've been on all the lists. They got me on the CISA
Do they?
DHS list.
Yeah.
You know.
Johnny, do you know in the Matrix, this guy's famous on
He does know me. We go way back.
Instagram.
Absolutely. Good to see you.
Oh, you're in the Matrix on
Yes.
Twitter. I was going to ask you what your
Yeah.
Twitter handle was.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah,
I know you.
This guy's a big deal. Here we go.
3, 2, 1. Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
All right. We'll be in touch.
Boom.
That was so fun, Shady Groove. Wow. Wow. And yeah, I've lost maybe 60 pounds since then, Shady. Oh my God.
Good. Looking good.
I was looking at me going, holy moly me.
Mm-hmm.
Great. It's all gone.
All gone.
I love it. I love it. That is a big deal, right, Job? Thank you so much. And that was for the people that did not see it. We're truth tellers, not influencers, says Terry Ellis. Yes. Let me see. Somebody in my room asked if I could turn down the music. She said no, said political. Cartoons, thank you. I'm on YouTube until you get your hours to monetize, says Tasha D. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. We need 3,000 watch hours. So if you guys have an extra computer and just want to come, play our show in full, and you can even go away and watch it, go somewhere else. I don't care. We love you. Yeah, put it on a loop too, Thank you guys so much. Yeah, 50 pounds is fantastic. Congratulations, says Null Set. Thank you so much.
Big deal.
Yeah, it's. I was unhealthy. Even when I did the interview that we played yesterday with the spy op post on CNN, I was sick, guys. I really was, and I didn't realize that. If you guys have a tooth that's infected, get it out, because I had an issue with an infection as well. And, and I just want you guys to take care of yourself. It's time to take care of ourselves, because we have a republic to save, Shady.
We have a golden age to attend.
Yes.
We're going to be part of it together with the USISes, the superhero USISes.
Phenomena.
Phenomena.
I got that in your head today, didn't I?
No, it's so awesome. I actually finally solved the puzzle in my head with all of that. I was like, where did that come from?
Thanks to my help there, Shady Groove.
Yes,
Thank you.
You got me back to the Muppet PTSD.
I got you, man. So very interesting happenings, guys. There is, there's a lot happening right now. The DOE announces a $625 million to advance National Quantum Information Science Research Centers, Shady Groove. The Department of Energy announces today. That's interesting.
Well, I think okay. So that's, man, there's so many things going on. It's hard to even catch up. So
I know.
We were talking about the NVIDIA thing, so the clip that you played where he's speaking about NVIDIA. So the chip that they're talking about, okay, guys, this is new stuff. This is actually technology being developed in America. These chips were not being developed here. They were being engineered in California and in Silicon Valley, but then the technology would go overseas so that China could make it cheaper, because they had all of their systems built over in China. So there was this collaboration that was going. What NVIDIA was saying is like, we are solely developing the most advanced artificial intelligence microchips in America and producing them in America. Like, that means that we are now, this is how we are eclipsing China. You've been told by those smart intelligence agencies that Norah O'Donnell told you about. You've been told by them that China is going to overtake you for decades and decades and decades. They say, oh, there's nothing you can do about it. Well, is Donald Trump proving them wrong? Is there something that we can do about it? Can we innovate here? Can we bring technology forward here into the golden age where America leads the way? And then at the core of America is your freedom, so that it's not just access to your information that absolutely undermines your ability to act as a human, but empowers your ability to act as a human. What if that's the path that we're on?
Yeah, it's crazy. And again, California, guys, I forgot to read this post. The unconstitutional redistricting vote in California is a giant scam, that the entire process, in particular, the voting itself, is rigged. All mail-in ballots where the Republicans in that state are shut out is under very serious legal and criminal review. Stay tuned. Holy moly, Shady.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, every single moment, man. Every single moment is like a decade.
Lisa Blair says, I'm loving y'all back being on YouTube. When I miss your show during the day, I like to watch on my living room TV. At night, YouTube is way more Samsung friendly. So we're on your TV right now later?
Don't bring that up.
I love you guys. Shady, my face for radio.
And yeah, mine's right there with you, bud.
Oh, man. So we've got SNAP benefits. Okay, let's talk about that. This is President DJT. SNAP benefits, which increased by billions and billions of dollars, manyfold, during crooked Joe Biden's disastrous term in office due to the fact that they were haphazardly handed to anyone for the asking, as opposed to just those in need, which is the purpose of SNAP, will be given only when the radical left Democrats open up government, which they can easily do, and not before. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. They only need 5 votes, guys, 5 hands to say yes, and they're acting like it's a Republican problem. The Republicans are voting to open the government, which would give you your SNAP benefits, Shady.
And they're also not recognizing that this is a clean CR. This is a continuing resolution bill. This is not like a bill with this is basically a bill that gives the money to fund the agreement that was made in the big beautiful bill. That is it. This is the last step of that process. It's the big beautiful bill. The very last step is for the Senate to vote on the continuing resolution. So effectively, they're basically saying we've already given the person the check, but we are not going to give you the finances that is in it.
Yeah. Governor Kathy Hochul of New York State is killing the entire region with energy prices that are out of control, and expect that to triple because she can't get an upstate and separately Long Island pipeline built. All of Connecticut, including its governor, and New England are really angry at her. New York City is getting killed by her ridiculous congestion pricing, where people have to pay a fortune to come into Manhattan, so they just don't come. The place is a ghost town. I am going to ask our Transportation Secretary, Sean Duffy, to take a good long look at terminating New York City congestion pricing. The entire state is going to hell. So the federal government will, of necessity, get involved.
The bully pulpit is actually being utilized in a way that the founding fathers wanted it to be. The first 100 years of our country, the country was like this. This is the way the country moved forward, is that ideas would win the day. Someone would come up with ideas that were congruent with the founding fathers, and then they would start to speak them in public, and then the public would support that person and then go vote for them. That's what this is supposed to be about. Ideas are at the foundation level. Okay. Right now, you've been living in a society your whole life where the ideas are at the roof level. It's like trickle down ideanomics. We come up with the great ideas, the globalists, and then we implement them on you and let them rain down like a horde of terror over you. Okay, that's not the way the founding fathers intended ideas to work. Ideas are supposed to be coming from the position of, say, I can see that this clearly doesn't work. So maybe if we tried it this way, it would work better. Not if we got rid of it, it would destroy more portions of the country. You see how inverted that all is? Like they're tricking you into taking apart what it is that sustains you.
Yeah. Scottish Ann on $2 on Rumble Rant for counseling credits. Hey, we're doing good, right?
What did we do? Did we intercede?
I don't know. Susie Q says, you both rock our world. $20 Rumble Rant over there on rumble.com/MG show. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Stephen Miller is warning that the Democrat Party has become dangerously violent and radicalized. Check this out, Shady.
Right about that.
The Democrat Party has become dangerously, violently radicalized. And you're right, Sean. I get death threats every day. My wife gets death threats every day. We've obviously had to deal with pretty extensive doxing campaigns. But the truth is, Sean, that people across the country, across the government, across law enforcement, who are fighting for safety, security, prosperity, are dealing with radical left communist threats and attacks all day long. And President Trump, of course, came within centimeters of being assassinated.
1 millimeter.
During the middle of his rally on live television, by a wicked, evil assassin, and then only weeks later, a second assassin. If not for a Secret Service agent spotting the barrel of that gun, would have taken President Trump's life, saved by the hand of God himself. We are dealing with a party that is so extreme that considers its opponents to be its mortal enemies, that dehumanizes its opposition, that justifies violent attacks against federal law enforcement, assaults against ICE and Border Patrol, that sides over and over again with criminal aliens, MS-13 gangbangers. Look at how they venerated and worshipped and praised the MS-13 child smuggler that they dubbed the Maryland Dad, somebody who beat his wife and smuggled children and was a member of a terrorist organization, and they held him up as their hero. This is a dangerous party. This is a dangerous movement. And what you're seeing in New York City with Mamdani, that is the future. A party that believes in no bail, a party that believes in no jail, a party that believes in no borders. But here's one group they do want to put in jail. They're political enemies. Like good commies, they will not arrest the criminals. They won't arrest the gang members, but they will arrest their political opposition. That's how society dies, Sean. That's what we're up against now.
Wow. Wow.
He's right about it. You know, do you know that they've had to move his residence? They've moved Steve Miller's residence and a couple of other people in the cabinet to a military base there.
Yep.
Because they are literally, you know, sleeping in the house that they were renting or that they were staying in. It's dangerous because everybody knows where they're at now.
Yeah.
That's the world we live in. You couldn't have painted that picture. You know, it's like, isn't it interesting? You know, we're here on the day that Dick Cheney died, and we're living in the footprint of his, you know, of his architecture of what happened in America and what they utilized to, like, you know, they said that they were doing all these things 25 years ago to, quote, keep you safe. Do you believe that? Do you believe that was the intent now looking back? Because it really does look like what they did was create a nest for a bunch of infiltrators to think that they lorded over us.
Yeah. And then you got crazy Nancy with her oversized dentures, Shady Groove, calling President Trump a vile creature. Check this out.
Yeah, I saw this.
Just a vile creature. The worst thing on the face of the earth. But anyway.
You think he's the worst thing on the face of the earth?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Why is that?
Because he's the President of the United States and he does not honor the Constitution of the United States. In fact, he's turned the Supreme Court into a rogue court. He's abolished the House of Representatives. He's chilled the press.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, everybody. We've got Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt. Check it out.
We are now on day 35 of the Democrat government shutdown. The Democrats' obstructionism will break the record for the longest government shutdown in American history tonight. The Democrats are intentionally hurting American families, workers, and businesses with this shutdown to fight for free health care for illegal aliens and to appease their radical left-wing base. And it's a total disgrace. This past weekend, Americans traveling to weddings, funerals, vacations, and meetings faced significant flight disruptions at airports across the country because of staffing shortages. On Sunday alone, more than 5,000 flights traveling to and from U.S. airports were delayed. Since the Democrat shutdown began, 4 times as many staffing shortages have been reported at air traffic control facilities compared to last year. TSA checkpoint wait times ballooned past 3 hours at Houston's George Bush Intercontinental Airport, with some passengers enduring up to 5 hours in line. At nearby William P. Hobby Airport in Texas, security wait times are routinely exceeding 1 hour. More than 13,000 air traffic controllers are continuing to work without pay. Because of the Democrats, these men and women who keep our airspace safe and moving will miss a second paycheck in a row this Friday if Democrats refuse to open the government. Let me be clear to our incredible air traffic controllers across the country. President Trump and Republicans want you to get your paychecks. They want you to be paid. Please call on your Democrat senators and tell them to side with President Trump and Republicans to vote to reopen the government. Our nation's 4 largest airlines, United, Delta, American, and Southwest, have now all endorsed the Republican, nonpartisan, clean funding bill to end the government shutdown. Major unions, collectively representing tens of thousands of pilots, have also joined the airlines in calling on Democrats to pass the clean, nonpartisan CR. The travel industry is also imploring Democrats to end the shutdown and reopen the government. Nearly 500 companies and groups in the travel business, including casinos, hotels, and convention bureaus, signed a public letter warning that America's travel economy has already lost $4 billion due to this Democrat shutdown, and they have called for the Republican CR to be passed, saying Americans expect and deserve a fully functioning federal government during the peak holiday travel season. Never before have we seen private industry and union leadership so unified on the same issue, rallying behind Republicans in such a vocal way. The Democrats have completely lost the plot. They are endangering the safety, prosperity, and livelihoods of millions of Americans. It's well past time Democrats do what they did 13 times under Joe Biden and pass the clean funding bill extension. All we need are 5 Democrat senators to put country over party and vote to end this reckless shutdown. In other news, tomorrow will mark the 1-year anniversary of President Trump's historic election victory, where he won nearly 80 million votes, the popular vote, in all 7 swing states. This was the ultimate poll on November 5th. The president secured a mandate to make America great again, and he has delivered in record time. Never before have we had a president who has kept their promises like President Trump has. I'd like to go over a few of those with you. In less than 10 short months, President Trump signed the largest middle-class tax cut in history, including no tax on tips, overtime, and Social Security to put more money back into the pockets of the American people. The president ended the southern border invasion of the Biden administration, made our border the most secure in history, and he is carrying out the largest mass deportation campaign of illegal aliens in our nation's history to protect our homeland, just as promised. President Trump has aggressively taken on drug cartels by declaring them as foreign terrorist organizations and even blowing up narco-terrorists who have tried to poison the American people with fentanyl and other illegal narcotics.
So with that, so you've got the cartel, which are the gang members and the drug dealers and everything, labeled. And everybody's worried about Kash Patel's plane. Guys, it is national security that the FBI director, who is required by Congress to fly on a federal government airplane that is owned by the DOJ. Pam Bondi could be on it as well. You guys have to realize what we are fighting here, guys. Crazy.
It is.
President Trump defeated the Biden inflation crisis, and he continues to implement a pro-growth, America First economic agenda to make America affordable again. And we are seeing the results of that every day. Inflation has remained low and steady, averaging just 2.5% compared to the painful average of 5% under Biden. And we know it was historically higher than that for most of President Biden's term. Meanwhile, real private sector wages are on track to rise by almost $1,500 since President Trump took office, a significant change to the Biden years where private sector wages declined and were being wiped out by inflation. President Trump has ended the reckless war on American energy and unleashed energy dominance, with gas prices now plummeting to their lowest average levels in more than 4 years. President Trump implemented powerful tariffs to rebalance America's trade deals, protect American workers, and returning our country to be a manufacturing superpower once again. As a result, the president has secured trillions and trillions of dollars in private and foreign investments into the United States, which are creating high-paying jobs for the greatest workforce in the world. The president has restored America's place as the leader of the free world through his unwavering peace through strength foreign policy that has already ended 8 wars and counting. And the president ended illegal DEI initiatives in our federal government and is returning our country to a merit-based society based on common sense. President Trump protected opportunities for women and girls to compete safely and fairly by continuing to keep men out of women's sports. Americans have a president who works tirelessly, literally 24/7, to improve their lives and make our country better than it has ever been before. So with that, today we will open it up to questions, and we will start with our independent journalist in our new media seat, Julio Rosas. Julio, please start. Thank you.
Thanks, Caroline. So over the weekend in Mexico, a mayor in Michoacan, Carlos Manso, he was assassinated while celebrating Dia de Muertos with his family. His assassination has sparked a lot of outrage. A lot of Mexicans are very upset. They're blaming President Claudia Sheinbaum for not taking the cartel threat seriously enough. Yesterday, she said that, once again, she's not going to allow any foreign military intervention to take on the cartels on Mexican soil, and that Mexico is not going to pursue a drug war similar to what they've done in the past. So my question is President Trump satisfied with Claudia Sheinbaum's approach to cartels? And if not, has Manso's assassination kind of opened up some new options for the United States to pursue regarding cartels?
Well, first of all, with respect to this specific news item and this alleged assassination that took place in Mexico, I know the Trump administration, we are aware of that, and of course we condemn all political violence anywhere in all forms. As for Claudia Sheinbaum and the president's relationship with her, I think he has a lot of respect for her as president of Mexico, and he also really appreciates the coordination that she has provided to the Trump administration. I can't speak for her and what she's doing internally in her country. I can speak for the president in saying we are continually pushing Mexico to do more to tackle the drug trafficking and the drug cartels within their country, and we are working with them in any way that we can. And the president has obviously used the full range of executive options and his authorities to crack down on drug trafficking at our southern border and to designate these cartels as foreign terrorist organizations and additional actions as well.
And just one more question.
Sure.
So at the Antifa roundtable that we were at just last month, myself and the other panelists made the recommendation to the president for, speaking of foreign terrorist organizations, to have Antifa not just be domestic terrorist organization, but be designated as a foreign terrorist organization since they have cells in other countries. He mentioned to Secretary Rubio, because he was in the room at the time, to look into that. So I just wanted to see if there's an update on that.
Sure. That process is most definitely taking place. I don't have any announcements for you on that today, but I can certainly assure you the administration is working on it, and I'll check in on it and get back to you, Julio. It's a good question. Thank you very much. Jackie.
Caroline, Zohran Mamdani blamed the president for bomb threats and intimidation at polling locations. He said, quote, part of the general approach of the Trump administration has taken to intimidate voters with baseless allegations of voter fraud as a means of trying to repress the voice of Americans across this country. I want to give you a chance to respond to that.
Yeah, I saw those comments from Mamdani. I think they are completely irresponsible, and they are based on zero evidence. And I think this is just another example of how the Democrat Party unfortunately stands for nothing. All they stand against is President Donald Trump. I think it's quite sad to see that we have someone at the top of the ticket on an election day today saying such things about the president when he obviously had absolutely nothing to do with those threats.
On the shutdown, Democrats have been pretty quiet about the president's push for the nuclear option, terminating the filibuster. Is there any concern around here that Democrats might actually want Republicans to get rid of the filibuster so that one day when they're in power again, the door's already open for them to pack the Supreme Court, give statehood to DC and Puerto Rico, make mail-in balloting permanent, those kinds of things?
I think the president has been very realistic and strong in his position on the filibuster. He's been very vocal about it. I just spoke to him about it. He feels really strongly about this. Republicans need to play tough and they need to play smart. That's how the president feels. And we know that Democrats, if they are ever given a chance at power again in this city, they will absolutely take away the filibuster from the United States Senate. In fact, you had 49 Democrats who already voted to do this before. The only reason it did not move forward was because you had 2 Democrats who are no longer in office because they were run out of town by the far left radical base of their party. And so President Trump is quite clear on this. He wants to see Republicans move as many good pieces of legislation for our country forward in the next 3 years of his administration as they possibly can. And the filibuster is one means to doing that.
President Thune about it. I know that they had both voiced some opposition. Have there been any conversations with them?
He has. He's made his position to them very clear, both publicly and privately. Ouija.
Can you help clear up some confusion about SNAP benefits? Because
Sure.
The president just posted that they will only be given out when the radical left Democrats open the government. and not before. But just yesterday, the administration said it would comply with the court order to expend the full amount of SNAP contingency funds by end of business day yesterday. So did the administration distribute that money or defy that court order?
No, the administration is fully complying with the court order. I just spoke to the president about it. The recipients of these SNAP benefits need to understand it's going to take some time to receive this money because the Democrats have forced the administration into a very untenable position. We are digging into a contingency fund that is supposed to be for emergencies, catastrophes, for war. And the president does not want to have to tap into this fund in the future. And that's what he was referring to in his Truth Social post. So the Department of Agriculture, as for the latest SNAP payment in the judge's order, put out guidance to states today on how to get that money to the recipients of SNAP. But it's going to take some time. The best way to get the full amount of SNAP benefits to those beneficiaries is for Democrats to reopen the government. So to anyone who is a SNAP beneficiary at home who needs that assistance, and the president was just saying, this is for people who are truly needy, who need food, who need this assistance from the United States government. Democrats are holding it up and making it difficult for the administration to get those payments out the door. So if you are at home and you want your SNAP benefits, call the Democrats and tell them to reopen the government.
Blocking that contingency fund for the future if this shutdown lingers on?
Look, the president does not want to have to continue to dip into a contingency fund that doesn't even have enough money, by the way, to fund the full program. It takes $9 billion to get the full scale of the benefits out the door. This contingency fund only has about $5 billion in it. So again, Democrats need to reopen the government so we can get these benefits out the door for people who truly need them. Kate.
The president suggested that if Mamdani wins, that he would cut federal funding to New York. How much funding would be impacted? What would be impacted there?
Well, look, we won't get ahead of the election results, nor will I speak to what the president may do in the future. We'll see how tonight goes, and then I'll let him speak on it further.
Why did the administration exclude Democratic lawmakers last week? There was a briefing about U.S. strikes on alleged drug trafficking boats. Why were those Democrats excluded?
The administration has briefed Congress on these matters 8 separate times, and Democrats have been included in those briefings. In fact, I know that Secretary Rubio will be on Capitol Hill tomorrow to brief the Gang of 12, which includes Democrats as well. So the president's made it very clear, if senators want to understand the administration's operations against narco drug traffickers, we are very happy to speak with them about that, and we will continue to do so. But we've been incredibly transparent. As I said, there's been 8 briefings on this topic, with the 9th coming tomorrow. Rachel.
Caroline, there's been some reporting out there about the possibility of furloughed workers not getting back pay. We know that the president signed that bill into law in his first term. Does the administration guarantee that all furloughed workers will get back pay?
This is something we are very much open to discussing with Democrats as part of the discussions about the continuing resolution to keep the government open. And it's something that Republicans are talking with Democrats about right now. I won't get ahead of those negotiations or discussions.
That's a possibility that may not happen, even though it's law.
I just said Republicans in the White House are very much open to discussing this with Democrats.
And just one last question. As this government shutdown now drags on, about to make history as the longest government shutdown in American history, can you talk about what the president is personally doing to try to see an end to this?
He's pushing Republicans to keep voting and to keep opening up the Senate floor to vote for the clean continuing resolution. He had the Senate Majority Leader and the House Caucus Leader, Hakeem Jeffries, here at the White House to talk about this in the very early stages, to give them a chance to come to their senses and avoid this entire government shutdown at the very beginning. And they chose not to. And I think it's been very clear to everyone in this room and to everyone across the country that the Democrats are playing partisan politics with our United States federal government. And all Republicans have wanted to do for the last 35 days is reopen the government. That has been the president's position since day one. It is his position today on day 35. And all we need are 5 common sense Democrats who have a little bit of courage and come to the table and vote with Republicans. I saw Senator John Fetterman on television last night saying that he hopes more folks in his party will step up. And we certainly agree with him on that point.
Sure. Caroline, the president posted on Truth Social that the voting underway in California is, quote, rigged. What evidence does he have of that, and what does it mean that mail-in ballots in that state are under legal and criminal review? By whom and why? And also, in this vein, does the White House still plan to issue an executive order banning mail-in voting, and what legal authority do you have to do that?
The White House is working on an executive order to strengthen our elections in this country and to ensure that there cannot be blatant fraud, as we've seen in California with their universal mail-in voting system. It's absolutely true that there's fraud in California's elections. It's just a fact. It is just a fact. They have a universal mail-in voting system, which we know is ripe for fraud. And if you want to deny that, I'm happy to provide you all of the evidence for it. I'd be glad to send that to you after this briefing.
Rigged.
Fraudulent ballots that are being mailed in the names of other people, in the names of illegal aliens who shouldn't be voting in American elections. There's countless examples, and we'd be happy to provide them. As for executive action the White House is taking, yes, we are looking into that. And like any executive order, of course, any executive order the president signs is within his full executive authority and within the confines of the law. Stephen.
Caroline, I've got two questions I'd like to ask you about New York, but first I'd like to ask you about breaking news from the Attorney General. She revealed just about an hour ago that the Biden Justice Department seized President Trump's official first-term phone and subpoenaed his private phone records. Do you have a reaction to that? And also, do we know if they actually got those private call records?
I saw the Attorney General's post on that. For additional questions, I would refer you to the Department of Justice, but I think this is just further evidence of the egregious overreach and weaponization of government that took place under the previous White House against then former President and now President Donald J. Trump. It was a clear effort by the Biden White House and the Biden DOJ to go after the president, and this is just further evidence of that.
New York, we've seen the president's messages that he's put out, but could you describe how he's feeling as a New Yorker watching this election?
Well, the president is a New Yorker and he loves New York. It is his home. He talks about that all of the time, and he's made his thoughts on this election quite clear, I think, himself. In the back, yes, go ahead.
Thank you. Over the weekend, there were reports.
I was going to you in the green, but go ahead and then you can have your question.
Thank you. Over the weekend, there were reports that President Trump was due to host President of Syria, Ahmad al-Sharia, on Monday. Do you have any preview for that meeting? Is he expected to invite him to join the U.S.-led anti-ISIS coalition?
I can confirm that that meeting will be taking place here at the White House on Monday, and this is part of the president's efforts in diplomacy to meet with anyone around the world in the pursuit of peace. And as you know, when the president was in the Middle East, he made the historic decision to lift sanctions on Syria to give them a real chance at peace. And I think the administration, we've seen good progress on that front under their new leadership. And so he will be here at the White House on Monday, and I'll let the president speak further on it on Monday. Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Caroline. I was just curious, you had mentioned there that President Trump, as we know, has been speaking with Republican leaders in Congress about reopening the government. Is he involved in any other negotiations, and is he prepared to sign something if a deal does come out by the end of this week? On top of that, with SNAP benefits, does he have any authorities or considering any authority there to release more funds to help people who are desperately needing these benefits?
So look, I think I've already answered the question on SNAP. We're complying with the court's order, and we're getting that partial payment out the door as much as we can and as quickly as we can, but it's going to take some time because, again, this is a prorated payment that we're tapping into a contingency fund for. The best way to get those payments out the door is for Democrats to reopen the government. But yes, the president is in constant communication with his friends on Capitol Hill. They know, they call, he answers, he picks up the phone. He's a very transparent president in that way. And as soon as the Democrats pass the clean continuing resolution, President Trump will be here to sign it. Michael.
Thank you, Caroline. President Trump has threatened to go into Nigeria guns a-blazing if Nigeria's government does not stop the killing of Christians in that country. Has the White House heard back from Nigeria's government on this threat?
As the president stated, Michael, if the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the United States will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria. And may take action to wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities, especially against innocent women and children. I don't have any further announcements on that for you today, but I can assure you the President of the United States is watching this situation unfold very closely, as is our Secretary of State, Marco Rubio.
Caroline, President Trump has endorsed Andrew Cuomo in New York City's mayoral race. He has not by name endorsed Winsome Sears in Virginia's gubernatorial race. Why is that?
Look, as you know from this podium, I'm quite limited in what I can say with regards to ongoing political elections. I think the president has spoken for himself and what he wants to see take place in these elections today. Lalit.
Thank you. I would like to ask you about India-US citizenship. What is President's thoughts on the future of India-US citizenship?
I'm sorry, Lalit, can you repeat that?
What is President's thoughts on future of India-US relationship?
I think he feels very positive and strongly about it. As you know, he recently, a few weeks back, spoke to Prime Minister directly when he celebrated in the Oval Office Diwali with many high-ranking Indian American officials here at the White House. We have a great U.S. ambassador to India in Mr. Sergio Gore, who will represent our country very well. And the president and his trade team continue to be in very serious discussions with India with respect to that topic. So I know the president has great respect for Prime Minister Modi, and they speak pretty frequently. Thank you.
Yes, on the air traffic controller crisis ongoing, Secretary Duffy said he will now start to cancel and ground flights next week to maintain safety. Should people fly next week given this new information, and is the administration encouraging people to stop flying altogether and look at alternative transportation modes?
The administration is encouraging Democrats to reopen the federal government so this chaos and disruption to our air traffic control system in the United States of America stops. It is ridiculous that we have even gotten to this place and that the Democrats have continued to shut down the government with 35 days, our air traffic controllers continuing to work unpaid, every single major airline in our country coming out and begging the Democrats to please reopen the government. And you had a Democrat staffer who was quoted, I believe in Politico a few weeks back, saying, short of planes falling out of the sky, we are not going to reopen the government. That is a reckless and dangerous statement from someone who didn't want to put their name on that statement, but we know it came from the Democrat Party. And I think we're very clear. We want to reopen the government so we can resume travel in the safest and most efficient way possible, especially as we head into the busiest travel season of the month. We have Thanksgiving in a few weeks. And so Americans across the country need to make it very clear to their Democrat representatives that we want this government to be reopened so we can resume safe and efficient travel. Fran.
Caroline, as of last I checked, the president still had not commented on the death of former Vice President Dick Cheney. Is the White House involved in funeral arrangements in any way? Does the president plan to speak at the funeral? Has he spoken to anyone in the Cheney family today? And does the White House have an opinion on whether or not the former vice president should lie in honor or stay in the Capitol?
I don't believe the White House is involved in that planning, or at least hasn't gotten to it yet. I know the president is aware of the former vice president's passing, and as you saw, flags have been lowered to half staff in accordance with statutory law. Jasmine.
Thank you. Back on the question of the filibuster, how much political capital is President Trump willing to expend to get Republicans to do what he's asking? I mean, will we see him at the Hill? Will he be calling folks over here? What exactly is President Trump planning to do outside of these true socials and maybe some of these private conversations to get Republicans to fall in line?
Look, I think you'll see. I think you'll see the president continue to engage very strongly and consistently with his friends on Capitol Hill. I don't have any meetings to read out for you at this time, but I think you should stay tuned and keep your eyes on Truth Social on this matter. The president's making his position on it quite clear. And again, he is right. Republicans need to play tough. We know that this is what the Democrats will do if they are ever given the keys to power again. And he wants to pass as many good pieces of legislation as we possibly can for our country and for our people. That includes election integrity reforms. It includes additional tax policy. It includes, fixing our immigration system further in ways that only Congress can. And the president fears with a Democrat Party that is so radical and opposes everything he does and everything he says, this is the only option for Republicans to move forward. Karen.
Question. President Trump said to CBS in the 60 Minutes interview that he did not know the Binance founder, which he pardoned. What exactly did he mean for that? I know it caused.
He means he does not know him personally. He means he does not have a personal relationship with this individual. And when it comes to pardons, the White House takes them with the utmost seriousness, and the president understands the responsibility that he has as president to issue clemency and issue pardons to individuals who are seeking that. That's why we have a very thorough review process here that moves with the Department of Justice and the White House counsel's office. There's a whole team of qualified lawyers who look at every single pardon request that ultimately make their way up to the President of the United States. He's the ultimate final decision maker. And he was very clear when he came into office that he was most interested in looking at pardoning individuals who were abused and used by the Biden Department of Justice and were over-prosecuted by a weaponized DOJ. And the individual you're referring to, that was certainly the case. Even the judge in his case said that the sentencing that the Biden administration was asking for was egregious and went too far. And so the president is correcting that wrong, and he has officially ended the Biden administration's war on the cryptocurrency industry. And I think that's the message he sent with this pardon. Karen, yes.
Back on the issue of back pay for furloughed workers, you said that the White House is open to discussing that with Democrats, but what would that discussion even be? There was a law, the president signed it in 2019. What could a discussion look like? Why is that even open for discussion?
Look, Karen, as I said, Republicans are talking about that with Democrats right now, and I don't want to get in the middle of those sensitive conversations. But as we've complied with the SNAP order, the White House, the administration is always going to comply with the laws. We're always going to comply with the ruling of judges across the country, but the Republicans are discussing this matter with Democrats right now.
Why would there even be a consideration of not paying those workers?
Tom Dempsey with News Nation. Big day in the Supreme Court tomorrow with President Trump's tariff policy facing a legal challenge. What's at stake with that case? And if the Supreme Court rules against the Trump administration, what is Plan B for trade policy?
I'll tell you, the White House is always preparing for Plan B. It would be imprudent of the president's advisors not to prepare for such a situation. With that said, we are 100% confident in the president and his team's legal arguments and the merits of the law in this case. And we remain optimistic that the Supreme Court is going to do the right thing. The importance of this case cannot be overstated. The president must have the emergency authority to utilize tariffs. Look at what President Trump has been able to do with the leverage and the power of tariffs. He's been able to sign peace deals all over the world and end global conflicts and literally save lives. He's been able to bring in trillions of dollars of investments into our country. In fact, this year alone, we are going to cut the deficit by $600 billion, namely because of the president's effective use of tariffs. And the president strongly believes that economic security is a matter of national security, and tariffs have a lot to do with that. And this case is not just about President Trump. It's about the use of this emergency authorization for tariffs for future presidents and administrations to come. And we're confident and hopeful that the Supreme Court will do the right thing. Kristen.
Why did President Trump get an MRI during his recent visit to Wall Street?
Look,
oh my God.
Trump said he would inquire with the physicians. I'll check back.
He got an MRI because it's like, that's what they do when you're his age. What the hell are these?
Back on that. But as the physical itself stated, Kristen, and as you all know, because you were all witness to it, every single day, the president is in optimal physical health. This was a follow-up appointment, and we provided a detailed readout of that physical. I'm happy to give it to you again, and I can inquire further.
And what about Joe Biden? Huh? Was he fine? You know, these press, they're idiots.
No, he was fine.
They're prostitutes.
They are prostitutes.
Jeez.
An MRI is a very specific procedure. It's done on a part of the body looking for something specific, so it's not generally part of any kind of routine.
You know, they wanted me to have an MRI just for like a baseline. I mean, couldn't that be what it is too? You stupid little Smurf reporter. Look at her.
If you have health care of any sort, whenever you go for your health care, they're going to be trying to like give you all the health care that they can give you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Checkup. And in addition, President Trump has said that he wants to be transparent. He told us to ask the doctors, which we have and have not heard back. Why don't we have more information on this?
As I said, I'll check back for you. Go ahead.
John, can you update us on the mediation efforts this administration is leading in Sudan, trying to achieve a ceasefire there?
Sure, yes. The United
I want to see 47s if you think the press that are asking these questions are morons. Let's see all the 47s, guys. Let's go.
You're really reaching there.
About a peaceful resolution to the terrible conflict in Sudan. We remain committed to working with our international partners, including Quad members, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, as well as others, to lead a negotiated peace process that addresses both the immediate humanitarian crisis and the longer-term political challenges. I actually spoke with Secretary Rubio about this morning, as of course there's been, kind of an uptick in recent reporting on the matter, and he assured me that the administration is very much engaged. We're in pretty frequent communication with those Arab partners that I just mentioned, and we want to see this conflict come to a peaceful end, just as we have with so many others, but the reality is it's a very complicated situation on the ground right now.
Yes. Hi, yes. Just trying to go back into the subject of Mexico. Is the Trump administration planning to send U.S. troops to Mexico to combat drug cartels, as reported by other outlets?
That's not something I would confirm from this podium if it were happening, so I will not comment on that. Eamon.
Thank you, Caroline. Why did the president decide not to go to the Supreme Court tomorrow? He'd indicated earlier that he might want to go and attend in person.
Yeah.
Now he's saying he's not going to go. Why?
The president did have an interest in attending the Supreme Court hearing tomorrow, as I just expressed how important it is to him, the administration, and the country, this case. But he is traveling to Miami tomorrow, as you all know, to give an economic address with the mayor of Miami and many global business leaders to talk about his historic success with the economy over the past 10 months and talk about sort of where we are headed as a country in terms of our economy. So he'll be traveling tomorrow on the road in Miami. That's why he won't be here, but Secretary Scott Bessent will be in attendance at the hearing tomorrow at the request of the president.
He has said that he doesn't want to export the high-end NVIDIA chips to China, but the Wall Street Journal reported yesterday that there was some question about whether the president would raise this as a possible concession with the Chinese side during his meeting with Xi Jinping. So does the White House consider NVIDIA chip exports to China to be a closed issue right now, or is this an ongoing negotiation between the United States, China, and NVIDIA at this point?
The president has made his position on this very clear, both to the Chinese and also to all of you. He's answered this question directly. As for the most advanced chips, the Blackwell chip, that's not something we're interested in selling to China at this time. Annie?
Does the president think that the results of the Virginia or New Jersey gubernatorial races tomorrow, or statewide races tomorrow, will in any way reflect a voter sentiment towards his administration?
Look, Annie, I'm not at liberty to talk about the election results, and I certainly won't get ahead of them. I'm not going to engage in hypotheticals that may or may not happen tonight. We'll have to watch and see. And I'm sure you'll hear directly from the president tomorrow on that point.
On Snap, just really quickly, is there anything that prompted the president's tweet this morning? Because it did seem quite different from some of his other communications about Snap. It seemed a little bit out of the left field. I'm just wondering if he had a conversation or if there's anything you're aware of that caused him to decide to, at around 11 o'clock, to send out that message.
Look, the president is constantly well read on the news, as you know, and he's very much aware we are in day 35 of a government shutdown in which these SNAP benefits, we're pushing them out the door. USDA put out that guidance to the states this morning. The president was aware of that, and he wants to make it very clear that these benefits are in jeopardy because of the Democrats, and they should just open the government so that we can continue getting these funds out the door in an easier and more efficient way.
There's some new reporting that just dropped a few minutes ago that the Trump administration is negotiating with the makers of Ozempic to sell some weight loss drugs for $149 a month. That's according to the Wall Street Journal. Do you have any more information on that? Can you confirm that?
I think the president has said himself in previous Most Favored Nations announcements that this is something that the administration has been engaged in and looking into. I won't get ahead of the president on any future announcements, but I will echo his strong commitment to bringing down drug prices in this country. And you've heard it directly from Secretary Kennedy and Dr. Marty Makary and his entire Health and Human Services team, how committed the president is to bringing down the cost of drugs. And we're working with pharmaceutical companies to do that every day.
Very quickly, Caroline, on SNAP. I know it's been asked, and I know we just asked it, but I want to put a fine point on it. You talked about the president's post here, and he wrote that SNAP benefits will only be given to let Democrats open up the government. I understand your previous answers, but as written, how would that not violate the court order as it's written?
I've now answered this question several times, Gabe. We are complying with the court's order. We are getting the payments out the door as quickly as we can. USDA sent the guidance to the state. The president is referring to future SNAP payments. He does not want to have to keep tapping in to an emergency fund and depleting it. In the case of a catastrophe in this country, he wants to have those funds preserved, as they should be. And he's made it very clear Democrats should reopen the government. I have one final Positive note for all of you. I told you I would keep you posted when the White House would resume public tours. Well, I'm pleased to announce the Office of the First Lady has reopened the doors for public tours on Tuesday, December 2nd. There will be an updated route, of course, for guests in light of the ballroom construction that's taking place. But we very much look forward to celebrating the holiday season. And the public and members of Congress and anyone who wants to come visit the First Lady's beautiful decorations is welcome to go to whitehouse.gov/visit to sign up for a tour. Thanks, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Wow. What a great press secretary we have, Shady.
What horrible prostitutes we have.
Prostitutes.
They are terrible. You got pretty much a 100% on your 47 ass there.
Wow, guys. Wow. I mean, meanwhile, you've got, these Democrats only need 5 votes, guys. And they're acting like it's Trump's. This is Schumer and the Democrats holding you hostage to give your money to illegal aliens. I mean, how do we not understand that?
You want me to make an announcement that's going to baffle the audience?
No.
You know who the leader of the Democratic Party? You know who the leader of the Democrat Party really is? Through all the shake, all the noise, all the BS, who is the real leader? Who is the only person in the Democrat Party that has 1 ounce of common sense? John Fetterman.
Oh my God. Yeah. He was on Jesse the other day. He did a great job.
He's the only human being that I have seen that acts like a Democrat that reminds me of a Democrat that was talking to the camera whenever I was young.
Yeah.
He has common sense and he's in the middle of the issues. He's very adamant about his position of a number of issues that are not radical. Okay, like he believes that you should not defund the police. He believes that you should not give benefits to illegal immigrants. He believes that men should not be in the ladies' room. Okay, those 3 things alone, to me personally, make him the leader of the Democrat Party. Because if you're a Democrat and you have any common sense, you would obviously be looking for a Democrat with common sense. You're not going to find another one.
Yeah,
the guy that had a stroke 4 years ago or whatever.
We were making fun of him. Remember, we were calling him like Lurch or something like that.
We were, and now he has. I mean, I saw his interview on Jesse, and I was actually stunned.
I know
how commonsensical he was.
So he's literally going against the bloodlines, guys. Okay. The bloodlines, they are afraid of voting against the bloodline families of Arabella advisors. That's Hans-Jörg Wyss, yes, George Soros, Alex Soros, and Pierre Omidyar. Those are the people that are trying to change your culture through foundations. They all have foundations and institutes for a reason. Stupid. And we're going to have to get that dig on what do you call it, Shady Group? On YouTube. But guys, we're coming to the end. We need to pass a clean CR bill. This is the Democrats' fault. They voted 13 times under Biden, and as recently as March of 2025. What changed, Shady? Democrats demand $1.5 trillion in new spending to keep the government open, including $200 billion for free benefits for illegal aliens. They demand that to appease their far left base and avoid the wrath. That's why they closed the government, guys. Has nothing to do with President Trump or anybody else or any of the Republicans, Shady.
They won't get any money if they don't do what they're told by the people that give them money. And the foreign billionaires are saying, shut it down.
Yeah. Wow.
And so they're doing it no matter what their constituents say. Remember, the politician is supposed to listen to the constituent, but they're ignoring the constituent. And America is seeing it clearly. They're not only are they ignoring the constituents and going forward with it, then they're blaming the wrong person. The Americans know that the Republicans are voting to open. The Americans actually understand, believe it or not, they do understand what a CR is, or a resolution, or the financing. Like, people understand this stuff. It's not, this is not so far in the weeds that nobody can get it.
Yeah, exactly right. How the U.S. Economy has defied doomsday predictions on tariffs. The United States has no chance to do something that could have been done decades ago. Don't be weak. Don't be stupid. Don't be a panicking. A new party based on weak and stupid people. Be strong, courageous, and patient, and greatness will be the result, Shady Groove.
Absolutely. And tomorrow we're going to be covering the hearing that's going, or the case that's going on at the Supreme Court over tariffs. Yes, the Supreme Court will make a decision of whether or not the president has the authority to unilaterally, bilaterally negotiate tariffs. This is a big deal.
It really is, guys. It really, really is. And with that, Shady Groove, we are out of time.
Wrap it up.
Whew. Wow, guys.
Stay tuned.
Wow. All right, guys. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for going over to watch YouTube. Keep a couple browsers open. Watch a bunch of them at the same time. I don't know. Thank you guys so much. We love you so much. And you know what? Crank it to 11. Shady Groove, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Let's go.
Let's do this.
Crank it up loud, let the signal rip. Truth's on the line, no corporate script. Shady Groove's a rebel, acts in his soul. In the Matrix strikes, taking full control. Smashing through the lies with a sonic roar. Constitution's our weapon, we're kicking down the door. From the swamp to the streets, hear the amplifiers hum. The MG show's rising and the reckoning's come. Oh, the MG show, crank it to 11. Shady and Matrix storming out of heaven. Riffs of truth cut deep, distortion screams loud. Rocking for the free, we're the rebel crowd. Boots on the ground, mics like a gun. Truth's the ammo and we ain't done. Censorship's chains, we're breaking them loose. Red pill thunder, cutting the noose. Jeffrey's got the fire, Shannon's got the bite. Dropping bombs of reason in the dead of night. Deep state shaking, they're feeling the heat. MG's on the stage, stomping the beat. Oh, the MG show, crank it to 11. Shady and Matrix storming out of heaven. Riffs of truth cut deep, distortion screams loud. Rocking for the free, we're the rebel crowd. Let the feedback sing, a turn of airwaves, making eardrums ring. No suits, no ties, just a primal yell. Patriots, head banging, slinging truth so well. Noon hits hard, the live stream ignites. Fists in the air, we're claiming our rights. No puppet strings, no sellout game. Shady and Matrix fueling the flame. Turn the dial up, let the speakers blow. The MG shows the pulse of the rebel flow. Freedom's the riff and it's playing raw. Rock the revolution, truth's the law. The MG show, crank it to 11. Shady and Matrix storming out of heaven. Riffs of truth cut deep, distortion screams loud. Rocking for the free with a rebel crowd. Tune up, let the power surge. Shady groove and Matrix on the edge, the verge. Truth's a freight train, rolling full blast. The MG show rocks, future proves past.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Rumble. Thank you, Twitter. www.mg.show. Boom.